What's up, everybody? It's Mr. Bradley coming to you with another rendition of Confessions of a Married Man.
Super Bowl goals. My wife in the crib feeding the kids liquid gold. We on a whole different.
So this week, I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of ran out of topics. I was like, all right, I done talked about sex. I done talked about infidelity. I done talked about struggles in a relationship. I done talked about how marriage is hard. I done talked about sex. I was like, I really don't know what else to talk about. I really didn't. But then I actually got hit up some questions, some pretty thought-provoking questions that I was like, you know what? Maybe this week I will just answer these questions in this video, and maybe I'll get some topics rolling that'll come to me that maybe I need to hit on more in depth moving forward. But this week, I'm just gonna hit on these 3 questions that I got that actually hit me in my inbox, and I told them, watch the video. I'm actually going to make a video about this week. So let's get into that. All right, so got my man's here. He said, I recently moved in with my girl, and we've been together about little 6-7 months. And she recently brought to me the fact that she don't like me to kick it after 2 a.m. Basically putting a curfew on my man's. And he don't know how to feel about that. So my response would be like, I hear you. I completely understand. Nobody wants to be told. I'm not 15, 14, 13 years old no more. I don't got my mom ain't telling me what time to come in the house. If I want to stay out till 4 a.m., then I'm gonna stay out till 4 a.m. And I hear that because I was there. I remember kicking it like all the time and being out in the streets. And then a lot of stuff started to kick in with me. Like, what if it was in reverse? What if I was at the house and she was out till 4 a.m.? How would I feel about that? Because an old rendition, an old saying that my mom always used to tell me about me being out late when I was kicking it. When I was kicking it like that was, ain't nothing open that late but I hop in legs. And you damn sure ain't trying to get in between no legs at that late at night, because the ones you're supposed to be in between is at home, but that's a whole nother topic. But I would say my whole thing would be like, get a middle ground. Let her understand, like, that's again, I come back, I feel like I do all these videos, and every single topic I always end with, and I talk about communication being key. Like, checking in ain't bad. I know guys hate that, like, oh man, she always checking on me, but you know, you look at that as a good and a good thing, in a sense. Like, she want to make sure you ain't dead. She want to make sure you ain't in jail. She want to make sure you good. So if you staying out a little late, like, man, you know, let her know, hey, you know, we had a couple of drinks, I'm about to go get something to eat, you can call me. Or call her while you're going to get something to eat. Let her know, you know, it sound bad. I know fellas don't want to hear this, but let her know your moves. Hey, you know, we just finished having a round. We about to go here. We about to eat this, and then I'm gonna go here. Call her on your way to wherever you're going to eat at. Be like, all right, you know what? When I get in, I'm gonna wake you up, let you know, or you know, just tap you on the shoulder, letting you know I'm here. That would be my solution to that as a married man who was young and learning from my mistakes. I would just say, check in, let her know your moves. And I'm sure like that's a middle ground that can be met. You know, maybe you do need to get in a little earlier on some nights, maybe, you know, but like, yeah, you know what, all right, on this night I'm gonna get in. But if it's a night you want to stay out and kick it and you want to do you, just let her know your moves. Keep her posted on what you're doing and how you moving. I'm sure you'll get a lot less flack if you're doing it that way. All right, this next one, yeah, I've heard this topic and I've seen this topic on other platforms, and I always be like, ugh, I don't know how to feel about that, because I know how I am and how I would be. So it'd be hard for me to answer this question, but at the same time, as a married man, you gotta be like open to it. But anyway, I'm gonna get into it. So my man's asked me, how long is too long to go without sex if you're in a marriage or long-term committed relationship? I feel like that goes into kind of like the dynamic of your relationship. Me, I get a little antsy after like 3 days. But that's me. Long as we went, I can't remember. Put on Norm, I say the longest, about a week, because I get a little crabby after a week. But that's me, man. I feel like on stuff like that, I can't really get too divulged and like telling somebody what's too long and what's not too long. I know for me, a week is long. I'm like, what's the malfunction here? What's going on? I mean, I'm like, I need to figure out what I need to do. But if that's not how it works in your relationship, then I feel like that's a conversation that need to be had if it's going too long, because as a man and as a woman, your needs need to be satisfied. And if them needs are not being satisfied, they need to be spoken on and addressed. Again, coming back to the point where communication is key, and having those conversations where you can be able to get that out on the table and be able to talk about that stuff is huge. And sex is a big part of your relationship. Especially if that's something that's big for you, it should be important for her. And if it's not, that's yet another conversation that needs to be had. So if you're not feeling fulfilled or you're not happy in that aspect, you got to speak on it, and it got to be addressed as soon as possible. All right, so this last one is actually a topic that I have not talked about, that I actually want to talk about. And I'm not going to go really heavy into this too much, because I want to do a video topic about this, but I think it's deep and I think it's got a lot of layers to it. So my man said him and his girl moved in together about 4 months ago, and she always a little short. Basically, she always a little short on the bills. And how do you go about splitting bills in a relationship? And I feel like that's kind of like sex. Every relationship is different. Me and my wife, when we first moved in together, we fought about money all the time. But now we got everything. All our money is together. There's no separate money. Like mine literally was mine is hers, and was hers is mine. Even my petty cash drawer, she goes through that. So there's no like separation of money. But if that don't work in your relationship, that don't work. I've always really wanted to have a conversation in a round table with another couple about how they do money, because I just would love to have that conversation. Like, how do y'all go about splitting up your finances? People be so funny about talking about money that I don't know how deep that conversation can go. But me and mine, I feel like our money is together, because if she down and I got it, she good. Because I feel like it would be the same thing in reverse. If I'm down and she got it, I'm good. But if that ain't where y'all at, and that ain't type of relationship y'all done built up, or the kind of conversations y'all had, you need to tell her, hey, you need to quit coming up short on your money. What is you doing? You messing up my funds. So, and being real like that, go back to, again, what I keep on talking about all the time. Communication is everything in all aspects of a marriage and relationship. If y'all ain't talking, if this animosity is building up because your girl always coming up short on her money, then that's gonna lead to more arguments, and down the line, and that one day it's just gonna rupture, and you gonna have an outburst, and you just gonna be like, you know what, I'm not paying your bills no more. You need to get your shit together and get your money right, cause I can't be fronting the bill for you no more. But if you just had that conversation and talk about it, like, hey, you know, what's going on? Why you always short? I feel like that's gonna lead to a better understanding of the situation, and you know, having those meetings and sit downs to talk about money is huge. But again, like I said, I'm not gonna get real deep into that, because I actually want to do a whole video about money and splitting up bills. I would love to, like I said, get some feedback on how y'all do it, and then maybe I can just hit on how we do it versus how other people do it. But yeah, but that's gonna wrap up this video. If you guys got any comments, please leave them down below. Any questions that you guys want me to tackle in the future, again, also leave those down below. Again, don't forget to like and thumbs up this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And until the next video, it's Mr. Bradley checking out. Peace.